Welcome. Today is the fourth episode of Before You Say I Do Premarital Counseling series. I will be talking about communication and conflict resolution. Communication is at the heart of a marriage relationship. As long as you are open and you're communicating effectively, your relationship will go the long distance. But when your communication is blocked, when you're unable to communicate to one another effectively, then your relationship will be broken. Therefore, it is essential to learn skills in how to communicate effectively and also in how to resolve your conflicts in a constructive and in a good manner. 69% of conflicts are perpetual. This means that you are going to be fighting over the same thing over and over again for a long period of time. For some people, they fight over the same matter for more than 20 years. And that's the truth, okay? So every marriage have conflicts. They have differences and therefore they have conflicts. It's quite normal. And even couples who have healthy marriages, they do fight. The difference is in how we handle those conflicts, how we communicate about that, and how we see those conflicts, okay? So that's the difference. Now, I will be giving you 3 keys which will help you in understanding how to communicate effectively and to resolve your conflicts. The first key is learning to differentiate between what the masters do and what the disasters do. And I'm taking this concept from the Gottman Institute. They have been studying marriage for more than 40 years, so it comes with a lot of experience, okay? So what these masters, what they do is when they fight with the concept of understanding each other. They like to know the message behind what their partner is saying. What the disasters do is they do it the opposite. They fight to win. Okay, so their standpoint is not to understand their partner, but their standpoint is to win the fight, to win the conflict. And that makes a whole lot of difference in a marriage relationship. Now, there are also 4 things that the masters and the disasters do differently. And here they are. The first one that the masters do is they keep admiration and fondness alive. When we court, when we are dating our partner, we see many good qualities, many valuable traits in them, right? So the masters, they continue to let those things grow, okay? They keep the spark of love alive. That's something that they continue doing. The second thing is they have bits of emotional connection. They turn towards each other. So they are connected emotionally. That's the second thing. The third one is they have a very strong friendship base. This is something that I've talked about when it comes to dating also. I just shared that we should not be in a hurry to start off the dating relationship. But it is good to take time to know the other person at the friendship zone first, okay? And you see, this is affecting your long-term relationship. When you have a strong base friendship, then after you get married also, you will continue to enjoy each other's company, okay? And this will enable you to communicate openly also, to understand each other, to respond to each other, right? So this is going to be a super benefit, okay? Then the fourth thing that they do is they accept influence from their spouse, from their partner. These are the 4 things that the masters do, okay? People who try to understand their spouse, people who try to build their communication and their conflict constructively, they do these things. Now, what are those things that the disasters do differently, the 4 things? Let's see. The first one is what they do is they use contempt when they have conflict, when they have fight. The second one is they use criticism. Okay, they criticize their partners a lot. The third one is they become defensive. They don't own up the responsibility. They are not there to say, I'm sorry, it was my fault. But they are right. They become defensive. And the fourth thing is they stonewall. So they don't allow their partner to influence them. They become protective. They put a shield around them and they don't allow their partner's point of view to enter them. Okay, so these are the things that the disasters do, and when we do these things, then definitely our communication and our conflict will flare up, and it's not going to be good, right? It's not going to be healthy. So it's good to understand the difference between how people handle conflicts, how the masters do it, and how the disasters do it. Okay, and definitely if you are looking forward to have a healthy marriage, then you need to be imbibing the qualities of what these masters do. So this was the first key. The second key is identifying your own way of communicating and your conflict patterns. We all have a natural tendency. We all have our own coping mechanism, and we react, we respond to certain things in certain ways naturally, right? So as you come for your premarital counseling, I assist you in understanding how you react or how you respond in your communication and conflict pattern. Okay, so there are mainly 5. The first one is withdrawing, the second is forcing, third one is smoothing, fourth one is compromising, and finally the fifth one is, what is that? Confronting. Okay, so among these, 2 are unhealthy patterns and 3 are the healthier patterns. So as you identify which is more like you, which patterns do you naturally, come about with, then you become aware and you are able to understand where, in which line you should be going. If you have unhealthier patterns, then you need to be developing more of those healthier patterns, isn't it? And this is going to be really useful for your marriage relationship. Okay, and finally, the third key that I want to talk about is knowing the difference between responding and reacting. So responding is something which we all like, which we all want our partner to do to us. And reacting, we don't want that from our partner. None of us like that, right? So from what we have learned in the first and the second key, what the disasters do and what people with unhealthy patterns do is those are more of reacting. Okay, so when you are reacting, then naturally over a period of time it becomes a trigger for our partner to react back to us, isn't it? But then when we learn how to respond, when we learn to do things the way these masters do, and the people with healthier patterns, what they do, when we do those things, then that is a way of responding to our partner. And it's natural for us when we are sensitive, when we are empathizing, when we are responding to someone, then it's easier for the other person to respond back to us, isn't it? So therefore, in a marriage relationship, the way we communicate and the way we resolve our conflict, it's very essential, it's very important. This is something that we cannot do away with, and therefore it is a skill which we need to learn. And these are things which any of us and every one of us can develop. The thing is, we need to have that heart to learn. Okay, and so as we learn these skills, this is going to be helpful not just for us but for our spouse and for the family that we're going to create. So these are the three keys that I have shared with you today, and in the next episode I will be talking about finance management. Thank you for staying in till the end. I will see you in the next week.